If you like creamy pasta, you're gonna love this recipe. In today's video, we're gonna make the most delicious creamy pasta that's non-dairy, delicious and creamy using cashews. Stay tuned. Hello, welcome to Nature to Tea or welcome back. So if you are on a dairy-free diet or you just want a healthier option when it comes to creamy pasta, this is the perfect recipe for you. A lot of cheese sauce or pasta sauce that's non-dairy have a lot of additives and preservatives, high in sodium and all the other junk that you don't need. However, cashews are amazing when it comes to healthy fat, bone health, skin and hair health, and keeping you satiated. The serving size for this recipe is about 3. So how much of this creamy sauce you make depends on how much pasta you're making. For the ingredients, you're gonna need nutritional yeast, seasoning, garlic, onions, cashews, and pasta. I use about 3/4 cups of cashews, same ratio as the water, so about 3/4 cups of water. First, I rinse the cashew with hot water, poured it out, then added the water to soak it. So I'm using the same water that it's being soaked in to blend it later with the other ingredients. So I soaked it for about 30 minutes, and now it is time to turn this into a nice creamy cashew sauce. Then I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast and a little bit of salt. Then I'm gonna blend this until everything is nice and creamy. This combination of cashews, nutritional yeast, and salt gives it the creamy and cheesy taste without the cheese. You can also use this recipe to make mac and cheese. Sometimes I do like to add tofu when I make dairy-free mac and cheese. Same recipe, but adding tofu and using a little more cashews to give it the thickness. But this combo right here tastes amazing because it is creamy, it is rich, and it has the right texture to resemble a creamy pasta. So here I'm just blending this until everything is smooth. This is what it looks like when it's blended. Now you don't want it too thick because the more it cooks, the thicker it gets. So you want it moving, flowing like this. By the way, I've been sauteing some onions with spices along with garlic in a skillet. I don't know what happened to the clip, but you'll see the I guess the end part of the sauteed onions. But basically, you just want to chop up about half an onion if it's a big onion or just a small onion. Saute it until it's caramelized. Also, add your garlic. Continue to saute it. Add your salt and pepper, whatever seasonings you like. Once the onions are nice and caramelized, you want to go ahead and add this creamy mixture. You want to continue cooking this for about 6 minutes and add about a cup of water. I did not use all of the creamy sauce. I saved a little bit for my broccoli soup. Here you can adjust your seasoning and also add in all your herbs and other seasonings that you don't like to overcook. In this case, my turmeric and other herbs. So I'm adding in my turmeric with black pepper and one of the spices that I like to make, but it's a mixture of parsley with rosemary and other spices. Now we're gonna simmer this on low for about 10 minutes. In the meantime, I was boiling some pasta. You can use any pasta of your choice. So my pasta was already cooked separately. And when the sauce is ready, it looks like this. Not runny, but not too thick either. And we're gonna go ahead and add the pasta. And this is optional, but if you like to add meat to this, you can. But this recipe goes really, really well with this amazing tuna. This tuna, I don't know what they use to make this tuna, but it tastes so good. This little tiny jar right here costs about $10, but it is worth every penny because it is delicious. But if you were to add meat like ground beef, you would have sauteed it with the onions until it's done before adding in the creamy sauce, just like you would cook with regular pasta sauce. Or if you were to add grilled chicken, you would have grilled the chicken and added the chicken the same time that I'm adding in the tuna. Oh my goodness, this yellowfin tuna is amazing. It tastes really good, especially the sauce that it's in. Well, actually, it's not a sauce, it's more like olive oil, but I don't know what kind of spices or seasonings they use to marinate this tuna, but it tastes amazing. So right now it is done. I'm just kind of letting it warm up the tuna because it was in my fridge. And when it was ready, this is what it looks like. This is one of the best non-dairy pastas I've ever had. I'm not allergic to dairy or anything, but I do try to cut down on my consumption of dairy. So sometimes I like to switch it up a bit. But this pasta tastes really good. As I mentioned earlier, I did make broccoli soup using the remainder of this creamy sauce, and it tastes so amazing. Let me know if you want a recipe for the broccoli, but you can definitely use this creamy sauce with any recipe that calls for cream or cheese. And like I mentioned earlier, if you want it thicker, you can simply add more cashews and or tofu. But the cashew nutritional yeast and sea salt gives it the cheesy taste. Anyway, this wraps it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a like. Also, if you want to learn awesome healthier recipes when it comes to food, beauty, or even personal care products, please do subscribe to my channel and hit that post notification button so you'll be notified when I post a video. I hope you have an amazing day, evening, night, wherever you are, and I hope to catch you on my next video.